Hi guys, it's Steffi from the Novelty Corner and welcome back to my channel. Today I am here with another sci-fi books video, and this is all in the lead up to the Tome Infinity and Beyond readathon that is happening in September. I will leave a link to all the information up above for that. I am one of the co-hosts and I have decided that for a couple of weeks I'm going to be sharing science fiction book themed videos on Fridays. So last week I shared my video of all of the sci-fi books that I have read that are currently on my shelf with possible recommendations for where you could slot them into the Tome Infinity and Beyond readathon challenges. Today I'm just going to share with you the sci-fi books that I have currently sitting on my TBR shelf. I'm not going to go into too much detail about them, and I'm not actually going to sort them into TBR challenge ideas yet, because that's going to be next week's video, because I actually buy books based on recommendations, but I don't necessarily know what the books are really about, so I haven't gone through in detail yet. So I've pulled all the books off my shelf with the intention of, one, showing you, but also then spending some time going through the synopsises and deciding what would fit some challenges. So I have here 28 science fiction or spec fic books that I have yet to read off my TBR shelf. I think that the science fiction spec fic collection of books actually makes up the biggest part of my TBR shelves. I've got a lot of contemporary and paranormal and fantasy, but I don't think I've got 28 of any other genre because I'm just a fan of sci-fi. I'm just going to go through it. If I know vaguely what it's about, I'll probably share just a really quick thing. Otherwise we'll be here for ages and I don't really want that. If you've read any of these books and you can highly recommend them, let me know in the comments, because that'll sort of bump them up on my list. The first one is the new Thrawn book, Thrawn Alliances by Timothy Zahn. I really loved the first book in the new Thrawn series, so I'm very, very eager to read this. This will be being read no matter what in September. There is Star Wars Last Shot by Daniel Jose Older. I think this ties in somewhat with the Han Solo film, but I haven't actually seen that film yet. Yes, please don't shoot me. I just wasn't in the mood for films when it came out, but I'm always up for Han stories, so this is something that I would really like to get to. There is Star Wars Phasma by Delilah S. Dawson. I've heard some good things about this, and I'm very curious about Phasma because she was a very intriguing sort of enigmatic villain. I have Star Wars Rebel Rising by Beth Revis. I really love Jyn as a character, so I'm hoping that this unpacks her story a little bit more. Star Wars Crucible by Troy Denning. This seems to be, you know, the original three, so that's always fun when you get books like that. But besides that, I've got no idea what it's about. I also have Star Wars From a Certain Point of View. This is the collection of short stories, and this is one that I will definitely be aiming to pick up during the readathon because there is a challenge for short stories, and I think this will be a good one to read for that. So those are my Star Wars books. I am just sort of making piles behind me, so you'll see them, and hopefully they won't fall on me because I am sitting on my bed and things tend to fall over. Okay, next up is Ancillary Justice by Anne Leckie. I've heard lots and lots of people talk about this. I do believe it is about a character who was a starship, and that intrigues me to no end, so I'm very, very eager to pick this up. I also have Altered Carbon by Richard Morgan. I picked this up because I really love the Netflix series, and I know that this is quite a bit different, and I know that some people had trouble getting through the book, but I can't help myself. I really enjoyed the show, so I want to read the source material. I have 10,000 Skies Above You by Claudia Gray. This is the second book in the Firebird series, and I did enjoy the first one, and I've had this sitting on my shelf for ages and I haven't read it, and I mean, look, it's just pretty. I have Otherworld by Jason Segel and Kirsten Miller. I believe this is like, is it video game? I think it's like video game style thing. I know a few people have read it, but I haven't really heard that many reviews about it, so I'm eager to try it. And I do know that the second book is coming out relatively soon, I believe. The Loneliest Girl in the Universe by Lauren James. I have heard nothing but good things about this, and I am so excited that September is going to be the month when I pick this up to read it. I have Invictus by Ryan Groudon. This is a time-traveling novel, I think. I also have Shadow Moon by Dominic Dolly, which I will admit was a total cover buy, and I have no idea what it's about, but I'm going to read it because have a look at this cover and the back cover too. I just think it's awesome. And I also have The Book of M by Peng Shepherd, and I believe this is more spec fic than actual straight out science fiction, but it's about people who lose their shadows and I believe also their memories. The next book is probably strictly more fantasy than it is science fiction, but because it has traveling between alternate worlds, I'm going to go with sci-fi as well, and that is The Lost Plot by Genevieve Cogman. This is the fourth book in the Invisible Library series. I love it so much. I love the fact that there are dragons. I love the fact that there are librarians who are kick-ass and travel between worlds and collect books in order to keep those world connections stabilized. And they're all alternate Earths, which is fantastic. I talked about this in my recent haul, The Extinction Trials by S.M. Wilson. I don't really know too much about it. I think it's more dystopian than science fiction, so it's probably more spec-fic sort of stuff, but it says, in a land full of monsters, human and reptilian. I'm curious. I'm throwing it on here anyway. I could be completely wrong. Sanctuary by Karen Licks. This is a new release young adult science fiction book. It is about a teen girl who has trained to become a prison guard for the highest security prison for teenagers, Sanctuary, and I am very, very intrigued by this. I have Planetfall by Emma Newman, which I have heard is sort of haunting and beautiful, and I do really like Emma Newman's writing style, and it's about a group of humans who have established a base on an alien world, and it's sort of their relationships with one another as well as the secrets that they bring with them. And I'm so looking forward to this. I actually have the audiobook that Emma Newman narrates, and I'm going to be listening to it because I've heard that it is amazing. I have Flowers for Algernon by Daniel Keyes. Everyone keeps telling me it's awesome. I'm going to probably need tissues, and I'm very much looking forward to picking this up. Shades of Grey by Jasper Fforde. Don't know what it's about, but it sounds like it's science fiction-y, spec-ficky, so it's going on my list. Lock-In, I talked about this in my haul and people were very intrigued. It is about a virus that sweeps the country and 1.7 million people become locked into their bodies, which means they're conscious, but they can't actually physically do anything with their bodies. Book 4 and 5 in the Expanse series, Cibola Run and Nemesis Games. These will be being picked up because I love this TV show, I love the series, and I just want to keep reading them because they're my precious. I also have The Empress by S.J. Kincaid. This is the second book after The Diabolic. I can't actually remember what happened at the end of The Diabolic. I think we're gonna have to go back and reread a summary or something. I did enjoy the first book, so I think it'll be good to read the second one. And finally, please don't kill me for not having read them yet, even though they've been sitting on my shelf for ages. I have Golden Sun and Morning Star by Pierce Brown. Yes, I know that everyone loves them, and no, I have not finished reading them, and maybe I will get to them in the readathon. I think I just need some more motivation to get to this, because even though I enjoyed Red Rising, I don't think I loved it as much as most other people, so I'm feeling a lot of pressure here, guys. Just give me a break. I think everyone and their mother knows about this series, so I don't think I'm going to summarize it. So those are the 26 books. I think I said 28 at the start of the video, but I mean 26 because I just realized some other books that I had were not science fiction, so I've pulled them off. But you will probably hear about them in my TBR video. Next week, I'm going to have up my TBR for Tome Infinity and Beyond. Even though it is a science fiction themed readathon, you do not specifically need to have books that are science fiction in your TBR, particularly for some of the prompts. If you're finding it difficult to answer some of the challenges, you can pull other books in. It's pretty cruisy like that, so don't fret. But some of my books will come from this crazy pile of 26 books. I hope that wherever you're in the world, you're having a wonderful day, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye, guys.